Shalom, fam. It's Ron Dalton Jr., director, producer of the movie Hebrew Sneakers Wake Up Black America. You're watching Maccabeestv TV. Make sure you click the button to subscribe.
Maccabeestv TV, welcome to another edition of our show. And I'm sitting here with my brother, who really doesn't need an introduction, but for anybody that might be new to the channel, might be new to the Israelite community, brother, introduce yourself.
I'm Captain Tazaryach of HOK under Commander Danyaahla.
Oh, praises to the Most High.
Damn
Shalom,
right.
my brother. Thank you
Hey,
for coming
shalom.
back.
Oh, no problem, man. I love being on your show.
All right, I appreciate it, brother. So let's go ahead and let's get started with one of your favorite things to talk about, and that's business, man. So I saw you the other day on Brother Sanetta's channel.
Right.
I want to congratulate you. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know the exact number, but you're approaching about $12,000 in sales.
12,000 sales, individual sales.
Right.
Yeah, and it'll be 2 years in May, and so we're at about 12,000 rounded off. We're at about 12,000 in sales right now, and I have to attribute it to the people, being great support and me and pushing me to make sure I deliver a high quality product. Like I always say, I don't cut the oils. I sell them as is. And then the blends, I think the Fourth Dimension blend is really what's taking off the sales, because that's my business. Oil business is not something synonymous with me. I'm not the first to do it. I won't be the last to do it. But what I wanted to do was come up with blends that you can't get nowhere else. And so the Fourth Dimension brand is kind of really what took it off. And I think the price point is good, because I looked on other sites, and I was doing this research when I was thinking about it, because if you're in New York, you're not going to pay a lot for no oils. But in other states, you can sell, like this 1 ounce bottle I got right here. If you was in another state, you could save $40 for this. Like regular. Now I have $40 oils, but it's the quality of it. But you can take a regular Frankenmuir, for example, 1 ounce, and say $40. And if you ain't from New York, you're gonna think that's a good price, especially when you compare it to the prices of colognes. So I wanted to be able to have a good enough price that doesn't hurt my pockets and doesn't hurt my buyers' pockets. So $15 is how we started. And once I increased the quality of it, then I initially went to 25. But then I brought it down from 25 to 20 because I felt like I wanted to improve my quality, but I never want to take advantage of the buyers. So once I did the 20, then I have the premium blends, and then you add the butters. And the butters, people sell them 8 ounce bottles that I sell for $90. I've seen the highest I've seen was like $90 for an 8 ounce whipped body butter. So mine's a 15 or 20. So, and it's high quality. It's pretty much better than that. So the people have really come out and support, and so I thank them for doing it, and I'll continue, making this high quality.
Did you envision when you first started? I know you said you started off with the butters.
Mm-hmm.
Did you envision doing this many sales this soon and being like as successful as you are? Is that what you?
No, I thought it was gonna be just like a little side hustle. I thought it was gonna be something that put, a couple bucks in my pocket, because I have a job. I also got kids and wives to support and stuff like that. And so I just thought it was going to be just a little side hustle. But it's turning. I ain't at the point where I can't work my job. I still have my slavery. But it's getting to the point where if in like maybe 5 years, this will probably be my primary business. Like I envision. Now that's if I pray for now everything I'm saying, I would rather the kingdom be here. So I'm not saying it like I envision, like I want to be this mega fortune guy or anything like that. But if we're still here, Lord allow, well, that's weird to say Lord allow we're still here, because I'd rather kingdom to be here. So I don't want that to come across wrong. But as long as we're here in this capacity, I want to and grow it. So if I can eventually get a store, like a storefront, have my own business, and then at that point, if I get a storefront, I wouldn't just have my business, I would have a lot of Israelite businesses in there. And if one thing I could just advise Israelites that do business, just try to give the best product to the people, because Israelites are going to support Israelite business because you're an Israelite. Don't take advantage of that. Like you want to deliver. Like I bought this again, like just to talk about them again. This testosterone boost in ashwagandha because it's a high quality, good product. I felt the effects right away when I took it. You see, I called you, to get another batch when it ran out, and that's what you want to do. You want to deliver a high quality product so that you don't get the money from them one time. You get them from them consistently, and then you have a loyal customer. So that's kind of, I didn't see it that way in the beginning, but it's taken off, and I thank the Most High that it is able to take it off because maybe I can quit my slavery, and then I can do more work in the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You can even bring, you have an older daughter. You can even bring
bring the daughter into it.
It's like leaving, like the scriptures speak about leaving an inheritance to your children.
Right.
God forbid something happened to you. You got a business left behind.
Right.
You teach your daughter how to do
Exactly.
it. You can take it on and keep it going.
Exactly. I got daughters, sons, everybody just bring them right up in there. I got sisters too. So I could bring everybody into it. And that's really kind of what I would hope to do. And I didn't think nothing like this in the beginning. Nothing. I didn't think none of this in the beginning, but it's getting to a point to where I can go to that route where it could be something left down, if this kingdom is still here.
Right. Of course. No doubt. No doubt. All right, man. Well, that's beautiful, man. Continue. Shout out your where they can find you. Are you still on Etsy or you on Shopify?
Yeah, I do both. So the Shopify gives me more freedom on the back end. Like as far as if you go on the Etsy page, you won't see the whole Fourth Dimension name. It might say 4D because you can only fit so many characters. The statistics, the analytics, knowing which customers is buying what, I can see that more on Shopify. So I can kind of cater to them. As opposed to Etsy, I don't know. I can't go back in history and say, okay, this person bought all of this brand, and then send maybe a promotion to them or something like that. So Shopify gives me more freedom, but I use both. So Etsy, what's good about Etsy is that Etsy is like a Etsy.com where you could just search me. Shopify, you have to know the actual website. So on Etsy, it's Tazaryach Creations because they wouldn't let me change the name. So the name of the business, of course, is TLC, Tazaryach and Lily's Creations. But on Etsy, you can find me as Tazaryach Creations. If you go to my website, it's TLC1214.com. That's my Shopify website. Sales run concurrently on both of them. So if there's a sale on one, it's a sale on another. And they ship out the same. My orders go out. I usually start making them on a weekend, ship them Monday and Tuesday. And I can only ship really 1 or 2 days a week because of the whole COVID with the post office and the delays in product. If I could just point out a couple of new ones. One of my two favorite men's oils, which are new. Well, let me talk about the sisters first. So the sisters, I have True Love here. I know women, they like the colors, so I made sure to get some good colors on them. So I have True Love here. And then I have Virtuous. I think I mentioned this before. This one is called Virtuous. Then also have Yapah, because they ain't an Israelite sister in the world that you won't find with the name Yapah, because Yapah is beautiful. So for all my beautiful sisters out there, I got Yapah for y'all. For the brothers, I got Magnum. I always say it like that. I always say it like that. I can't help it. I got Magnum for the brothers. This one, and then I got Fire for the brothers. I'll break it down. Fire is slang for do benevolence. Okay. That's the cleanest way I could say it. So Fire is slang for rendering due benevolence to your woman. So you put this on and Fire. And if you need Magnum, I got it right here. So these are like my top. These are like my favorite two right now. And then of course you can always check the website for the other ones we have. I have Give 'Em Some here. I'm real catchy with the names.
That always seems to have been a popular one.
Yeah, Give 'Em Some. Yeah. This is probably Blue Men and Give 'Em Some are probably my number 1 and 2 sellers out of all of them. It seemed I don't know if it's the name or the scent. I would think it got to be more so the scent than the name, because of course you can always buy a bottle of oil one time, but if it smells good, you keep coming back to it. Like I know I got a Levite brother that will only buy this. I tried to give him the Fire, tried to give it to him, and he still only wants this because that's how good it is for him.
Something nice is happening at home for him, I think. Man.
Yeah, probably so. The name is probably living out at home, so yeah, so it works out for him. So yeah, those are a few of my products, and of course, you can check out all of them. For women, I have over 20 different scents for women from the Fourth Dimension brand. And for men, I think I have 22 of the Fourth Dimension brand. Now, I still have the regulars, the Frankenmurs, Pink Sugar, Lick Me All Over, and stuff like that. So you can still find those as well. And I really call my Frankenmur Fourth Dimension Frankenmur because I have about 5 different kinds of frankincense and myrrh in my frankincense and myrrh. So I could call that a Fourth Dimension one as well.
I have one more question on this before we move on, right? I used to sell oils back in the days too.
Okay.
And I have my spiel as to why I told customers why it's better to buy oils than to buy colognes and stuff in the store. So if someone was new to your business and they
and they didn't understand.
Yeah, why should they buy an oil as opposed to a $50, $100 cologne?
Well, the price alone, the size, because this is 1 ounce. Most of those bottles are usually 2 ounces, the most 4 ounces, which still wouldn't even add up. Secondly, though, when you spray cologne, that's an alcohol based. So after about an hour, it's gone. It is not there anymore. That's why most women will have it in their pocketbook so that I say pocketbook, that's kind of old. Y'all might say purse or something. They might say he old. But so you would, the cologne you spray it or the perfume you spray it is going to wear off. It's not going to stay with you because it's alcohol based. It's going to burn off. The beauty about oil is not only do it last long, but when it comes in contact with your individual skin, it's going to feel and smell different. So you can put Frankenmur, you can put Fourth Dimension on. You put Fourth Dimension Blue on me and Danyaahla. On Danyaahla, it's going to smell different because the oil does something different to his body texture than it does to mine. So it becomes more of a unique smell to you. It's almost perfectly blended for your body as an oil instead of alcohol base and whatever other nonsense they put in there to get the fragrance. The oil is more natural for you. So that's what I usually say to them.
Your coworkers support the business too?
Yeah. The brothers in there have definitely bought it. The sisters in there have definitely bought it. Now, I do thank the Most High for COVID because I don't have to work in the office as much. But when I was in the office a lot, they would always buy them. That's why I have it in my bag because wherever I'm at, I always have the oils. And so they bought the butters, they bought the oils. So yeah, they have supported it as well.
Okay. All right. That's a beautiful thing. Most High Christ on that.
Even my family in the world, they support and buy it also.
Okay. Most High Christ. So now I got another question. Let's move on to the next thing, right? So I saw you on Tazaryachs Platform, right?
Right.
So Tazaryachs Platform for you is nothing but like a walk through a graveyard. You done killed everything.
Right.
Is there anybody left alive on that platform that you might have to just finish off over there, or do you think that you've outgrown it? Like for instance, you know whom he who shall remain nameless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I appreciate it.
You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
He loved to call your name too.
Right.
He loves to say you running.
Right.
Everybody that says you running so much, I think you could probably outrun Usain Bolt the way dudes be saying you running from them.
Yeah, listen, I must be Speedy Gonzalez fast, Usain Bolt smiling while I'm going past him. Tazaryachs channel, I use Tazaryachs channel for what I believe it is, and to me, it's like a black CNN. That's how all Israel should look at it. So on CNN channel, you're not watching CNN all day. I don't watch CNN all day, but when something is popping on CNN, then I'll watch it. So like when I got to watch them white folk burn down the Capitol, I watched CNN for about 2 hours. Oh, I pulled a drink out, had a drink. I mean, it was like watching movies. You know what I mean? It was beautiful. But then after that was over, it was done. So for me, Tazaryachs channel is a channel that if you got your information to bring forth, bring it forth. As far as a debater, unless there's somebody brand new to debate, there's nobody that's been on his channel right now that makes me salivate to say, "Oh, I need to debate him." Even for a moment, I might be in it. So, like for example, he called me with Imam Bashir on the line. You know, I call him King Hippo from Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I call him King Hippo and Glass Joe because King Hippo could fight. Bashir can't really fight. I'm talking about spiritually, of course. I know. But Glass Joe gets knocked out in the first round. That's Bashir. But he's swinging down like Hippo when he opened his mouth. Just picture King Hippo and picture Imam Bashir. That's who he looks like. And so he calls me, and so I get up for the fight. But then when I get off the phone and I'm thinking, like, what am I going to talk about? Like, really, like, that I'm going to believe it's going to matter. And that's kind of like where it really draws me in. Now, Christians, like, if he has... Right.
Yeah, while you're talking about it, talk about the Dr. Bantu debate, because I still wanted to see that.
Yeah, okay, so now the Dr. Bantu debate, I mean, as far as I know, it's on. It's just postponed. Now, I haven't engaged with Dr. Bantu since. I haven't even gotten an update from Sinetta. But pastors are the one people that I probably always find time to debate, because I hate to let down like a person like the name we won't mention, or the Polites of the world, or the Reggies, or the Lord Abbas and all of them of the world. But they don't make the black people sizzle. Like, they don't make black people pop. Like, they're, like how we say we 10% of the population. Like, that world is like maybe 3% of the black population. 95% of the black population is Christian or Muslim. I could just combine the two. So to destroy Christianity is what's really going to fish black people to serve the Most High. So I will always entertain that. Like a Pastor Bennett, I would entertain Pastor Bennett. Another pastor, I would entertain pastor. I have this pastor I'm debating next Wednesday, Michael Calloway could be his name?
Holloway.
Michael Holloway?
Yes.
So I have a upcoming debate with him Wednesday. So I'm always going to entertain that, because Christians believe this pastor is telling the truth. So I have to show them like Micah 3:12 or Micah the 3rd chapter when it says they teach for hire. I have to show that. So I'll do that all day. But for them, I don't. And the other reason is the pastor really believes he's doing that job. Whereas somebody like these blackity blacks, it's just a weed cipher. We just building. You know, you ever tell, like Rob Bourne like to say, we just building.
Right.
Well, I'm not just building knowledge. Like, it's really like when you and I finish camp, when you and I finish speaking, when you and I finish doing whatever, we live everything that we just said. Like, we don't put the camera down and then go smoke a blunt, or go sell drugs, or go to the strip club, or pop whores, or get a Christmas tree, or nothing like that. We live in everything that we said, because your light should shine. These cats not living the garbage, you know, that they talking about. They just serving themselves. And so YouTube gives you an opportunity to be, quote unquote, important. So on that camera, you could be important. So no, nobody, unless it's a pastor or something, like, nobody has really set my fire to say, hey, Sinetta, I need to debate him.
There's not no one that goes on that platform, even if I don't watch him for a week. The minute I go back to his platform and watch a video about anybody,
Right.
Your name come up every time. I don't give a damn if it's the Moors, the Muslims, the Christians.
Yeah, they find
like,
some kind of.
Everybody wants to debate Captain Tazaryach.
And I don't even think I'm that special. I just think what I do like about the Most High is the humility. All I think about when the scripture says all our filthiness is as all our righteousness rather is as a filthy rag. And when King David said, if I could just be the doorman to the kingdom of heaven. So that's the mind state I've had. And what I've also had is the opportunity to look in the past. And by looking in the past, I've seen other Israelites come before me that I'm not worthy to be mentioned with them. So you talk about like the 7 heads. You talk about the men that have established, have done greater works than me, to me. Even in their old age, let's say if they fell off in their old age, in their youth, you couldn't touch them. Right. In their youth, you couldn't hold a torch to them. I've done nothing like them. But what I learned from them is to never think that I have. Never think that I have done something, because like you said, everybody mentioning your name and stuff like that. And that can, if I was a vain person, can make you say, man, look how they mentioning my name. I'm somebody. I could do this. I could do that. But I'm thankful for a leader like Commander Danyaahla to have also seen the same thing. And so he carries himself a certain way. The generals that are above me, the captains that are above me, even the men that are under me, we all carry a certain level of humility based on what we have seen, not just from like the 7 or the Israelites that came before us, but also through history. Saul's pride destroyed him. How many Israelites you see their pride? That's why the scriptures say pride come before the fall.
I seen a few Israelites on Sunday's channel that had pride that got destroyed recently.
Right. Right, because of pride. So that could just never be me. So if they want to keep mentioning my name, that's cool. But mentioning my name is not going to make me say, oh, they talking about me. Let me make a video about it. It's just not going to do that. Now, if they was to ever like call my show or come in front of the camp or something like that, then it's ball game. You got to get smashed because you're in front of me. But just mentioning my name on YouTube is just not going to be enough. So there's nobody, unless you like some prominent pastor, like give me the Atlas pastor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My mouth salivating just thinking about a pastor, because pastors, you know, they destroying. I mean, you go up in that church. Imagine a pastor let us into his church, and we get to teach his people the truth of that Bible, because we all saying we love God and believe in the Bible. So they already have an ear, like Romans 10:1, when it says they have a zeal for the Lord, but not according to knowledge. So you let me in that church and let me give them some knowledge. Like I salivate for that. Tazaryachs Platform is excellent as it is. Again, I'm not taking away from the power of his platform, but the people on there don't move me at all.
So speaking about Tazaryachs Platform, it's a little bit of controversy.
Okay, no problem.
So we know that Commander General Danyaahla was on Tazaryachs Platform.
Right.
And he was talking about the vaccine.
Right. He was talking about the vaccine.
First thing I observed is Tazaryach had to turn the comments off.
Oh, he did?
He had to turn the comments off.
Okay.
Go to the video, the comments are shut off.
Okay.
I don't know if you know, but now you know.
Yeah.
So that says to me that the comments were coming in fast and furious, and it was a controversial, based on different people's opinion and perspective. Right. It was a controversial interview. I think everything was good up until that point. I think that's what people
right. Like they was feeling them until you start talking about that vaccine.
Now
right.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Right.
You already know where I stand on that.
Right.
I don't mess with it. Right.
Right.
But I want to know from you: do you think ISUPK's position on the vaccine is misunderstood by the Israelite community? Because everybody has had their say. Are you guys being misunderstood? As far as your position on the vaccine?
I think if you're looking at it like ISUPK is mandating that everybody should take the vaccine, then you're definitely misunderstanding the point. Commander Danyaahla is the leader of a nation, so as a leader of a nation, he has to say what is the right thing to say, not what's the emotional thing to say, the conspiracy thing to say, the fearful thing to say. What is the right thing to say? So here it is, you have some medicine that science, which I believe a black woman is the head of it. I remember I had to say that to a name we won't mention because he brought up penicillin, which is another thing. People take penicillin, don't care nothing. They don't know what's in penicillin, but let them get them VDs, whatever it is they get when they're in the world, they'll take the penicillin, no problem. So when it came to the vaccine, Commander Danyaahla said all these people are afraid of medicine. And then we was just talking about looking back in the past. When the swine flu came out and H1N1 came out, you had Israelite groups that said you had to leave America, left into Egypt. We have a sister in our school married to Captain Marquard right now who is in that organization. And they told her that they was going to kick in your door. Martial law was coming. H1N1 was the mark of the beast. And it was unclean. It was unlawful. It was going to kill all these people. She left Egypt. Left America, left her family, went into Egypt. And then while she's over in Egypt, she's waiting for this takeover in America. And the takeover never comes. She's talking to her family. They're fine. They're living good. And then they start looking at the effects of H1N1, and there is no effects. When I'm saying there's no effects, there's no medicine that doesn't have side effects. Not one. There's no medicine that is not going to kill, that can't kill you depending on what your allergic reaction is or anything like that. So with everything of that said, Commander Danyaahla said the right thing to say is to take it, not mandate, but take it, because when Commander Danyaahla says take it, anybody that was afraid but went to their doctor or did the research on it, you found out there's nothing unlawful, it's not going to change your DNA, and you feel that could cure you, you shouldn't be afraid by what conspiracy nuts that says it will kill you. So the decision or choice is yours. It's not Commander Danyaahla to tell you and make the choice for you, but he can free you of the fear of conspiracy. So if you think about COVID itself, before the vaccine came, when COVID-19 came, it wasn't real. It was a conspiracy. 5G caused the COVID. Then that was the whole thing. I've had a 5G phone for like a year and a half. I'm not dead. I'm fine. I had the S20 Ultra 5G. I got the Fold 2 now, 5G. Nothing's ever happened. And then lo and behold, that went away. And so now the vaccine came. And so now the vaccine is unlawful. I had a brother send me a link saying that they use blue crabs for the vaccine. Send me a USA Today article and everything. And it shows that people don't read, because when you actually read the article, it was saying how they was testing it on the crab because something in their immune system would trigger if this was dangerous or not. But there was nothing crab in it. So you fast forward past Commander Danyaahla saying, take it. So you have the freedom to take it or not. And the last I checked was, and so you had a lot of Israelites. The Sakari Cat said, we sold out and did all of this stuff over it. And
I'll be honest and say, I'm on record telling people not to. I ain't gonna say not to take. Make their own decision.
And that's what Commander Danyaahla is saying. What you just said is what Danyaahla is saying. He's just saying it bolder. He's saying, take it. Don't believe in the conspiracy nuts. So whether he say, take it, don't believe in the conspiracy nuts, and you say, make your own decision, you're saying the same thing. Because he's not telling you, you have to take it. If that was the case, I would have took it. He didn't tell me I had to take it. He didn't say, everybody in the school, y'all better take the vaccine. He's never said that. But he has said, don't be afraid from some nut telling you to take it. Because since that time, you don't hear about the vaccine no more. The spirit of conspiracy is gone. You know what the conspiracy now is? There isn't enough vaccines, so now they're keeping it from the black people to give it to the rich white people. And that's also what Commander Danyaahla said in that interview. When he said in that interview, he said, you watch, for all of these people, y'all don't even realize they're trying to convince blacks and Hispanics not to take it so that they can give it to all white people and that we die. And now that's the fight now. Now the fight is that we don't have enough vaccines left. So now they're keeping it from the poor and giving it to rich white people. 23 million people have taken that vaccine since the last I had looked at it, seen an article about it, was January 18th. Out of that 23 million people, 129 people have died, but they cannot confirm if it was due to COVID because a lot of them were terminal. So they can't even confirm if it was due to the COVID vaccine or not. Even if it was, 23,129 people only have died. So all the people that said Commander Danyaahla was a sellout, what do you have to say?
Well, let me play devil's advocate.
Yeah, please do.
Would you see the deaths in such a short time since the vaccine came out, or are you looking more long term? If you were to ask me, I would tell people you're looking more long term, 2-3 years down the road to see what the effects are, as opposed to a couple of months. So what would you say to that?
Now that's possible. That's possible. But again, you'll never know if you can attribute it. That would be possible if somebody was like healthy, didn't have no other ailments. So you would have to say 2-3 years from now, what other sicknesses or ailments did he have that could have attributed to it? There's no guarantee that you're going to be able to say it's because he took the vaccine. Now, the vaccine is not a end-all cure-all. Take the flu vaccine, for example. I think the flu vaccine might be 40-something% effective. So it's less effective than it is effective. But it's not mandatory either. Because remember, that's the other thing they said, that the vaccine was going to be mandatory. All the things that they was charging Danyaahla with as far as being a sellout was the vaccine was unlawful. They're going to make it mandatory, meaning they're going to force you to take this vaccine, and it's going to kill you. It's going to alter your DNA. None of that stuff has occurred. It's not. They're running out of it, which lets you know they don't even have enough of it. And they did enough research. Now, if you talk about them vaccines from back in the day, they did have unclean stuff in there. But I guess in their science or whatever, they're able to develop. Thank God it's a black woman that's doing it. Maybe that's why it's better, because we got a sister doing it. And again, the same people complaining about a vaccine, I guarantee you they take Tylenol or Sudafed or Robitussin or any other over-the-counter medicine. This testosterone that we're talking about right now, if I had an allergic reaction to it, could I take this? No. So for example, the testosterone booster got maca root in it, ginkgo, katuba bark, tribulus, horse chestnut. What if I was allergic to nuts? Now I can't take it because I'm allergic to nuts. That's what you should be more concerned with. You should be concerned with what's in the vaccine, how it will affect me. Not this is a conspiracy to kill us, because I ain't seen nobody dead yet. I ain't seen the deaths enough. And if don't nobody die, everybody that called Commander Danyaahla a sellout, you're the false prophet. Because you said they are. You said they're going to make it martial law and that it's going to be mandated and they're going to force you to take it. So if they're not doing what you said they were doing, then you're the false prophet, and you owe Commander Danyaahla an apology. That's what I would say.
All right. I don't want to keep you too long. Just 2 more quick questions,
Okay.
right? Back to the debate thing. I forgot to ask you about the kill stream stuff, man.
Oh, you talking the white boy, right?
That's some good stuff, man. That be some
Yeah.
real good stuff.
Yeah, you get to pull out.
What backyard they be pulling these dudes out? What back country? Somewhere
In the
West
woods or
motherfucking
somewhere,
Texas, somewhere.
yeah.
Oh man, but still, what was that first dude that you went on there and just wiped? Oh, what was that dude? So-called Jew, like half so-called
Yeah, and he was like, he had the Confederate flag. Oh, I cannot remember his name. But that was a classic, because I'm going to tell you, the funny part is,
I think the white boys like you one of those.
yo, they said that I'm in their Hall of Fame of interviewers or something like that. Because they are like light clan is what I would call them. So like they hate the so-called Jews. So they used General Mayak's video when he made the white boy cry. That whole "That's Right." And they played that video where he has the white boy crying because they don't really like the so-called Jew. The separation point, because Israelites want to separate, they want to separate. So it's not. I won't say so much is that they like us. They like what we say. So we say what they say, not as evil as they say it, but we say something similar in their eyes. That's how they look at it. So when we come on their show, they know that they're going to hear no love to them, and that's good for them. So I made a point to say one of the good things about COVID-19, we ain't got no more school shootings, which is the truth. The white man has not been a mass murderer since COVID-19. You think about it. Now, he's still killing us, so I never let him off the hook for that. But schools are safe because of COVID-19. White concerts are safe. Remember the cat was in Vegas, had the AR-15, shot up the whole thing. All because of COVID-19.
You know what, though? The host don't be... I be trying to figure out, because he don't say much.
The host, right?
Yeah,
no, he don't. Yeah.
But I know... What you think, man?
I be wondering because they canceled the live in the middle of the live the last time I was on it. Not now. He said it wasn't him, but so they were still live, I think, on YouTube, but their primary channel got clipped, and they said it was because I was talking about the so-called Jew. Now I don't know what's the workings behind the scenes on that, and you're right, the host never really gets involved. And they let me loose. So I won't even say that they're unfair. They're not an unfair host. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could bring on a so-called white man on my show and let him talk the way I talk on their show.
That'd be interesting, though.
Yeah.
That would be interesting, though.
Yeah.
I think you blockbuster ratings for that one.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting, man. Listen, real quick, I don't want to keep you. I know you're about to go to the gym.
Yeah.
So end off talking about Passover.
Passover is April 24th. This year it's going to be in Houston, Texas. Everybody, we get a lot of flack for the Passover from the so-called conscious community, right? And the Passover, I pray that when Christ returns, we'll even have a better Passover. So for us, the Passover is April 24th in Houston, Texas. Anybody in the area can come. There's a $200 entrance fee. Now, we pray everybody pays that $200. But let's say somebody that don't, we're not going to kick them out if they don't. But that $200 helps support it. That's a lot of land we got to buy, a lot of bread we got to buy. I mean, you know this yourself. I'm not sure what you spend on when y'all do it, but it's a lot of money for one day that you providing. So you come out there April 24th. If you're in the Houston area, if you want to fly out, man, and everybody's invited to the Passover. So.
All right, brother. So your Passover garment is ready? Being made, or?
It's being made. This would be my first one, and like the last one, because Sha'al usually make my garments. Yeah, Sha'al usually makes my garments. I haven't gotten in touch with him, but I haven't got a new garment since maybe 2017 was the last year. So this will be my first one.
Is doing it?
Yeah, so somebody in my school is doing the garment. I got a couple of people making headpieces, so I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do. I'm trying to have something. I'm trying to do something. To look right in it, especially this is the first one in like 4 years for me. So we'll see. So I'm looking forward to it.
No doubt. All praises to the Most High. Well, I appreciate it, man. You want to drop
No, just support, like I said, support the truth. Go to ishbk.com. Get into our online classes. You can go to YouTube, ishbkonlineclasses.com. Captain Zakar runs an excellent prison program. Anybody, you got a brother or sister in prison, you can email us at isubkpd@gmail.com. We'll visit them in prison if they need some money on their books or whatever. We'll put some money on them and support them. And, of course, you know, you can support my business, tlc1214.com.
We shout out Shamar Allah.
Who's Shamar Allah?
Your boy. He said that was his new Hebrew name.
Oh, no, I'm not. Listen. This is son, that is insane, man. He think I'm going to just give him a Hebrew name out the blue. And I want to know who gave him that name. The Watch of Power? Or Power? Like, what is he calling that?
Watch the Powers. I was like,
That don't even make sense together. If he want to watch the power, watch us. Watch ISUBK. There you go, Sadetta. Watch the power. That's the power, all right? All right, don't sweat. Shalom.
Yeah. The gyms are closed. I gotta get this aggression out. Let's go.
I describe myself as cold with a conscience. Can't roll with the nonsense. Don't mistake the cover of the book for its contents. I might show you kindness, swim with the piranhas. Things that we forget tend to come back and remind us. Like we all have a past we want to put behind us. Designed to be good, but evil always seems to find us. A man can only change the things he acknowledges. Plus this beat is flame, but skills over politics won't be the same. What really has me stressing out, the gyms are closed, so I can't get this aggression out. Before we get the promises, there must be offenses. The Bill Gates of hell won't prevail against us. They don't really want, but we speak it to them. They don't really want, but we teach it to them. They don't really want, but we give it to them. We got the whole package, baby. They don't really want, but we speak it to them. They don't really want, but we teach it to them. They don't really want, but we give it to them. We got the whole package, baby. Say my prayers. Thank God for blessing me. My life's an open book. Could that be why they're testing me? Maybe everything I do is done out of necessity. Stock is on the rise. I think you should invest in me. It's not strange. I'm money like blockchains. Except the things in life that I cannot change. Chant down Babylon. Payback is coming. I ain't LeBron James. You thought I came back for nothing? The game is canceled in the blink of an eyelash. Flow is sick. Grab your N95 mask. The new normal, it gets even scarier. All black and white, there is no gray area. Plain as day, we got the whole package, baby. Competition, their rhymes are all average. And that's my 16, nothing else to say, y'all. 5G raps, find me under the radar.